This play between the legs, comes right back to him.
But man, oh man, has his kid got some hands.
The net, it looks like he's going for the old Michigan. He brings it up. Miller goes to knock it off. He shoots it in front.
Oh, what a pass!
Away, gains the zone around Kubalik. Back to Foligno. He scores!
With a lot of mustard on it.
Ovechkin score! The Grade 8 Express pulls into third place. All time.
This is the Pucked Up Podcast.
Welcome back, mother puckers. This week for our show, we're not going to do a full-on podcast, but we thought we would weigh in our thoughts on the reverse retro jerseys that just got released. What? Tuesday?
Yesterday.
Wednesday? Something like that? Yesterday. Same, I have no concept
so
of time. I didn't work most of the week this week.
The 20th, so it'll be as of time recording the day after.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know when they for sure came out. Time is a mystery. But yeah, so we thought we would weigh in and try to collectively come up with what our ranking would be. We also individually did it, but I'm curious to see what our collective brain thinks.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think we have some very big differences of opinion on some of them. We already know that.
Yeah.
But I think there are going to be a few that we wholeheartedly agree on that are going to be super easy to assign to.
So this will be either... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was going to say, just as a reminder, these come out on the 15th of November. Yes. So if you love any of these designs, make sure to watch for it. The last time they did reverse retro, which was not last year.
2 years ago.
No, it was last year.
2 years ago.
It was last year.
Was it?
Okay. Well, they sold out
super
fucking quick.
They were released in 2020, but the images were, they went on sale in 2021.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were gone that from
because out of the three of us, I'm the only one that was able to get my hands on my team's reverse retro because your guys sold out just as fast as the Ducks one did.
Oh god, yeah,
it was fast,
the blink of an eye. So I'm hoping this year I can get a hold of one.
And it was cool because after I bought the reverse retro, I bought the 95 alternate that it's based off of, so I have both.
Oh, nice.
Both.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I think is the same one that I got for Matt. No. It's not. That's a lie. Anyway, cool story, bro. Anywho, let's get going, eh?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right, so we're going to go in alphabetical order. We're going to discuss things a little bit and see if we can agree on common grounds for all of this stuff. So we're going to obviously start with Anaheim. All right, so I'm going to say this. I really like it. I like the idea of the coloring. I of course, it's a classic design of their inaugural season, made famous in the movies as well. I don't think it's the best jersey out there this time, though. Last year when they did this, their first reverse retro easily was the best one. I would say either A or S personally.
So I put it in S.
You guys put it
because it's just so iconic.
Yeah.
Like you just can't go wrong.
I love
you didn't fuck it up.
the coloring of it too.
Yeah.
I love the lines on it. There was a lot of things about that one that I loved.
It's very much giving me the third movie when they're at Eaton Hall.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And they try to mix the Ducks and Eaton Hall.
100%.
Eaton Hall Ducks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's for that reason alone, it deserves S tier for me.
Yeah.
But so I think that's one of the ones that's we're all in agreement.
Yeah. The jersey's is it the best one out there? No, but it's definitely a solid jersey.
Yeah.
Arizona, D. Do you want to start off on that one?
So I put this one as B because I was like, I like it. I think it's solid. It is Arizona's still a newer franchise, so they don't really have a ton of nostalgia to play back on, and they didn't go towards any the AHLs EHL kind of things.
And you can't really do the Kachina because they brought that back as their primary jerseys now. So
Right.
you know.
So I think it's a good representation. It's kind of like an alternate to me, and so it's just kind of middle of the road. So I went B.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Or, I mean, slightly
That's
better
fair.
than middle of the road, I guess I should say.
Danger, do you agree?
I don't. I had it at a D.
Okay.
Wow.
Because
Okay,
number one,
big difference.
I hated that kindergarten's rendition wish style of a coyote logo.
Okay.
I hated
Fair
it back
enough.
in the day. What I do like about it is there is some of that coloring that you would get in Arizona. You know, the mountains and the sand and all of that with the orangish yellow, and then some of the I don't know what the right word is, but with the red and the purple at the bottom.
Right.
So I kind of like it. I would be willing to move it to a C.
Okay.
Yeah. So
but yeah, definitely not my favorite.
I would put it C. Overall, the jersey design is
That's fair.
It's cool, but again, it's almost identical to last year. The only thing that's different is like the coloring. What I think they're going for
dusk
is
coloring.
from nighttime to a dusk, and I think if we see this happen again next season, they're going to do more of like a morning or dawn type.
Yeah.
I had it. I would agree with C personally. That would be where I put it.
I can
I'm
adjust
okay.
my thoughts and feelings and make it a C.
Make
I
it a
guess.
C?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think we can
Danger,
agree on that.
Boston Bruins.
I have this one at an A.
Okay.
I like it a lot. I wish that it was a little bit easier to see from a distance, especially in those small pictures. It's kind of hard to tell the detail of it.
Yeah.
But when I watched like or I looked through the list of all the different tweets, I was like, oh, okay, now that's really sick looking. But initially I was like, it just looks like a brown blob on a jersey. Like, not my favorite. But yeah, I definitely love the throwback of it.
See, I put it as a C because of the reason that it's so undistinguishable from a distance.
Yeah.
Like, it's really nothing special, and I think on the white background, it doesn't help it stand out any at all.
That's fair.
So that's why I was like,
Because the
it was
original
a C for
jersey's
me.
yellow.
I'm willing to push it up to a B at the very least, but
Yeah.
I don't think
would
it's an
say
A.
we could probably settle on a B.
Okay, so
What about you, Chris?
I think this is an S. I loved this jersey growing up. I was never a Bruins fan. This jersey's iconic. They brought back the Pooh Bear logo. This is one of the first ever third jerseys used or created when the NHL introduced those. And I believe it was if I read the history of it correctly, it was the first ever third jersey used in a game. The jersey's iconic. I would put it in an S, but I would definitely be okay with an A or B depending on where we're at on that.
I would say a B because I do think the visual aspects from a distance for me are huge.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's not as distinguishable.
Right.
You know, I mean, even just changing the shading a little bit would have made it so much better, in my opinion.
If they had made the light browns more of a tan, it would be at the very least
and
an
the
A for me.
darker, slightly lighter. You know what I mean? Just if they
just so
turn
that
it
you
up
had
just
that
a
difference.
little snap, little notch.
Yeah.
I think would be better.
It's fair. I can settle with a B. A B seems respectable.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I will say I'm glad they brought it back. I think that that's a great logo. I just don't think that they had enough contrast in it for it to be an S.
Yeah.
Well, the
At very
hardest part is the original
fair.
jersey's yellow, and that's what made that whole jersey pop so much. That was the
And I'm
first
like,
time in
I
a long
love
time
it
they'd
that-
ever used the yellow. You know.
Right. I love
So
a
I
good
wish they
white
had brought
jersey,
that back though.
But
Yeah, I know. But again, reverse retro. It's the same
I
thing they
know,
did with
so they had
last
to
year
do
with a
something
lot
new
of
with
them.
it.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The
That's fair.
Buffalo Sabres. I have this at A. I remember
I
vividly
also had
the
that
goat
at
head
A.
jersey, especially this one in the black and red.
Goat head. It's a
silver.
buffalo. Like, why is it a goat head?
They
It's
call it the
buffalo.
goat head logo.
It's a buffalo. They're the buffalo Sabres.
Oh, I know, but it's the way
buffalo
it looks
head.
and it's shaped. It's nicknamed by fans the goat head.
It
Fans.
looks like a
Yeah.
buffalo. Y'all need to have your eyes checked, I think.
Hey, I'm blind to one eye.
Just saying.
Hey,
I'm
they're
not
from New York. They don't
Upstate-
see a lot of buffalo up that way.
Upstate
you know what I
New
mean?
York's a little wild.
Fair. I might be a little biased because we actually see them.
Because you
here.
actually can see it.
Actually see
Yeah.
it. But no, I
Not
think
a ton, but yeah, I
I
had
think
it at an A,
especially
I really like
especially with the fact that we're also getting this jersey but in the black, red, and silver, as well as this is the reverse retro. Again, second time, I would say they nailed it, and I would say A.
Were you?
So originally, I had it as a C, but I had it as a C because I didn't get it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And so it was like, I still don't get it, but I think it looks cool as shit.
Yeah.
So I've changed my
love-
opinion to an A since like when I first looked at it to like this morning when I looked at these again in prep for the show. I was like, that shouldn't be a C. That's way better than a C.
And I love the simplicity of it because the Buffalo State, like they don't need something super complex.
This is the one time I think the white really, well, not the one time. This is one of the times where I think the white works really, really well with the design specifically.
And this is another example of another team nailing it two times in a row. Like again, this jersey it's beautiful, and the fact that we're getting the original jersey back as an alternate at some point this year, I think that's a win-win for Buffalo.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
D, the Calgary Flames.
All right, I'm gonna come in hot with this one. This is a D. This is a D for so many reasons.
Okay.
For one, what the fuck is happening at the bottom of the shirt?
Yeah,
it makes no sense design-wise. It's distracting and it's not attractive. Secondly, I think having the white for the the C with the flames coming out the ass end of it, I just don't think it's giving what they're wanting it to give. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's disappointing, and so it's a D.
All right, Danger.
I had it as a C, but I'm okay with a D. Like,
it
was real close for me.
Yeah.
I would agree with C. The only reason I do like the jersey, but it's the same problem with the original jersey is it's very busy. Obviously this jersey is iconic to Calgary fans, but I can agree with a C. I can definitely agree.
I still don't understand the choice at the bottom. I've never seen a jersey
like that. Like,
was that an original jersey feature? Or?
Yes, this was when they released this jersey. This is all original. The only thing that's different is it wasn't black.
So that's the thing that they should have improved upon. They should have made it less ugly.
I don't think they should have used the black.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But again,
I think the black is the sharpest thing about it, actually.
Yeah, I really just hate the bottom choice. Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I would have loved to have seen Calgary do an Atlanta Flames throwback. Throw it back to before the team relocated to the original. I feel like that would have been dope.
I just don't know if I can promote it to a C. Like, I'm struggling with that as being...
Well, here, let's stick it in D for now and come back to it.
Okay.
All right, Danger, the Carolina Hurricanes.
I had this at a B. There's something about this jersey I really like. I know D disagrees with me on that.
Yeah.
We don't disagree very often.
This is one of them, though.
That's one thing. But yeah, there's again, I like the simplicity of it. Yeah, there's just something about it I really dig. But I mean, I would be okay bumping it down to a C.
Yeah.
So I'll say I'm going to be the one probably the harshest critic on a lot of these because I have opinions and I'm never shy about them.
Dare.
How dare. So I put the Canes as an F, and I did that because I think using a word mark for the most part is lame as shit. There's an exception to that, which we'll talk about later. I think that the only thing that makes this better than the rest is the fact that it's angled. And that the C in the Canes has a little bit of something going on.
Yeah.
But I think overall it's lazy, and I think that there was no other design consideration really put into it, which is why I put it as an F. I will be willing to put it as a C.
Okay.
Because I do think that in comparison to the other Fs we're going to talk about later, it is way better.
Yeah.
But it's still, I wanted more from them, and so I'm just disappointed, is ultimately where I'm landing with that.
That's fair.
I agree with Danger. I like this jersey. I like that they threw back to one of their original third jerseys. Obviously, it was black when they did it. I think it looks dope as fuck in the red. Personally,
it looks better in red.
I'm glad they didn't do another Whalers thing. I'm born and raised in Connecticut. I love me the Whalers, but we've seen plenty of Whalers throwbacks from them. Especially last year, they did one.
Right.
I like the fact that they actually went back and used one of their originals. I feel like it's a win-win for them. But I'm willing to go C. If we can all agree on C.
Yeah.
I can agree to C.
Chicago Blackhawks. Listen, I don't hate this jersey. Personally, for Chicago, I think this looks really cool for them. This is something that they would have done for like a Winter Classic or like a special event.
Yeah.
I had this as like a C. Personally, I like the vibe. This really feels Blackhawks history to me, and it's an original 6 team, so you got to pay homage a little bit.
Right, and that's what I initially thought too. Was I initially had said to me it feels like it'd be nicer as a hoodie.
That would look good as a hoodie.
Potentially rock this and Detroit's as hoodies. I think you're absolutely right with like a Winter Classic feel to the jersey.
Because they've done something like this for a Winter Classic.
Right.
So.
And playing homage, back to when it originally, like I think I compared it to like the Leatherhead jerseys.
Yeah.
From the movie Leatherheads. Yeah. Where it just was very basic but those were sweaters. They weren't even jerseys back then.
Yeah, for real.
And yes, I know that's football and not hockey. Get over it. But I had both this one and Detroit's as a D because I think they could have been better. And as a jersey, like I wouldn't pay money for that as a jersey. As a hoodie, maybe.
So,
but fuck the Blackhawks.
So that's exactly where I landed with this too. I didn't land at a D. I actually landed with an F because it's glorified merch. It's something I would expect to see bootlegging out of the back of someone's trunk that they made with a Cricut. You know what I mean? And they ironed it on. There is nothing innovative about straight lines and the name of your organization in a basic ass font. You might as well have used Times New Roman. Like I think that's boring as fuck.
Chicago has their name outlined, in like the orange.
Yeah, I mean absolutely. So I can promote it maybe to a D from an F because at least they added a tertiary color.
Yeah. I mean that's where
But I'm disappointed because I don't think I think that Chicago could have done so much more. And I think too that it's taking something from the old school and modernizing it. I think they took something from the old school and went, I mean, it looks good enough. Why not?
Right? Yeah. Like, to me, it feels like, oh shit, this was due tomorrow. Sure, pick that one. Like,
well, and this is the same problem that Chicago ran into last year. A lot of people were disappointed in their reverse retro last year. So again, like
absolutely,
I like it specifically for the history of it. But I wouldn't buy this.
I like it for a hoodie or a long sleeve pullover sweater. Right. But not for a jersey and not for me to drop $160 on or whatever the fuck they sell
it's
for.
It's like $250 now.
Yeah.
$250 if it's named.
Yeah. D, the Colorado Avalanche.
So I gave it a C. I mean, I think overall it's nothing remarkably new. It's different enough, obviously, because it's not, a Colorado team that it's paying homage to, but
it is a Colorado team.
I mean, it's not but it's not the Avs.
It's a former.
It's a previous iteration. Yeah. I think it's a little on the basic side, though. I'd love to see some more action going on the sleeves and whatnot. I do like that they did the cut up from the bottom, that sort of like triangular cutout that sort of matches with the top of the jersey.
I think that adds a nice
flair.
It's paying respects to the Avs original season, their inaugural. I think that's the jersey design they went with, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so I think that's nice. So I put it as a C, but I could easily go with a B.
Yeah.
I had
because
it at
it's
a
not
B.
bad.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. Like it.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I can agree with a B. I can agree with a B. The problem is the one thing we all wanted for the Avalanche, they've already done. Last year they did the right thing. We got a Nordiques throwback, and I like this jersey. I think it's cool that they're paying respects to the Rockies. But like there comes to a point where Colorado pays too much respect to like the state flag and all that. But I can agree with a B.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put it at B.
All right. Danger, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
had this one at a B. I don't hate it.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's an old school logo for them. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, it's the same. It's their still to it's their
It's the
current
same.
logo still. Yeah.
Okay, so it is. I thought so, but to be fair, I don't watch the Columbus Blue Jackets unless they're playing Wild. So,
Fair.
but yeah,
Same.
I don't hate it. I don't hate the color scheme to it. Yeah, I
Give it as a B. All right.
had it at a B.
Yeah, I put it at a B as well because I mean I think it is a little on the basic side, but I like what they did with the sleeves. I
Yeah.
think that adds a visual interest,
Yeah,
similar
for
to what the
sure.
stars did. And so for me, I was like, yeah, that's enough to bump it up a little bit.
So this is where we're gonna have the first major disagreement. I hate this jersey. I would have this at an F. I loved
Why?
the original. I loved the original design that they went with the inaugural season for the Blue Jackets. The jersey was dope. My problem is first off, the logo and the outer blue don't even match. The fact that they went with a black jersey, I don't like. You had so many other options. You could have used the.
Is it black though, or is
black.
it like a dark navy?
No, it is black. I
That's-
wish they would have
Yeah.
gone with the alternate logo that they used to have, the bumblebee, and incorporated some of that like neon green, neon yellowish color that they had for a long time. They still have. Like, all things considered, after last year, this is a massive step down for them, in my opinion. Like, I can live with a C.
I think we should compare too much to their jerseys last year because every year they're gonna have different inspiration.
Well,
and
for sure, but
yeah.
that's just how I
Yeah,
look
but-
at it. I can live with a C.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the blue being different. I think again,
Yeah.
it's like putting in an additional color.
Yeah.
But I can see how you're sensitive to that
honestly thought it
design,
was
and
like
so
a
that's fine.
Real dark navy, not a black. I mean, I think.
Yeah, I
navy
thought it was a
behind
dark navy too.
Yeah, no, it is. It is definitely
would be
black.
better. So yeah, I'm okay with a C.
If they
I
had
can do a
taken
C.
that blue on the jersey and changed the current navy blue of the logo, I think that would have made the logo pop and would have been a
And I'm
fresh
okay.
design. That would have been sick.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with it being different. I
Yeah.
really am. But yeah, I think a navy behind the logo would have been better than.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Like
we
a-
can do a C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Detroit Red Wings. I think I speak for all of us. We could put this in F.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean,
I had it
honestly,
at a D,
I would be
but yeah, I'm
putting
okay with an F. Like
Chicago
I
and
had a
Detroit
really hard time
together
giving
at the bottom.
anybody an F.
Yeah. Again, this is the same thing I said about Detroit last year. They feel like they didn't even try. I like the cool concept. They're throwing it back to when they were the Detroit Cougars, but like, this is not the vibe for Detroit. I could never see the
Again-
Red Wings ever doing something like this.
No.
It's the
Not even
same
for a winter
criticism for
classic.
Chicago. It's your words. It's your
Yeah.
team name basically again in friggin' Times New Roman.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's
But
how
at least
boring it
Chicago
looks
had-
to the eye.
Yeah, Chicago had more visual appeal to it with
Mhm.
the white outlines around the black stripe in the middle and the sleeves, like,
Yeah.
and the orange around the name. Like Detroit's just
And you know
again,
what?
it seems lazy.
Yeah.
This one would
Agreed.
look really great if your grandmother knitted it for you.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
the perfect
Yeah.
thing ever made.
It does
But
very
that's
much
not
look
what
like
happened.
a knitted sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. And if that were it, that'd be great. But again, it's glorified merch. It's not a team jersey.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I would be disappointed to see the team out on the ice in this jersey.
But again, like,
Yeah.
it's hard to do something with a team who's pretty much never changed their uniforms.
But it's
you
not
know?
always about that. I mean, there's plenty
Right.
of ways to reinvent a logo.
I mean, yeah, look
Um,
at what the Kraken is doing. They just started. How are they
Yeah,
going to
they
reinvent
just-
themselves? And what
and I
Vegas
actually
did. Look at
literally
how are
said
they going to
We'll talk about
reinvent
it later, but
themselves?
I
Well,
like
this is
the
the same
Kraken.
thing with Vegas last year when they did it. They were like, we don't have much history. They threw it
Right.
back to a defunct women's league team
Yeah.
that played in Las
Right.
Vegas. I thought that was cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Detroit can do something. They just didn't. They just said, meh, it's 2 a.m. I'm going to write like 4 words down on the paper and
Right, yeah.
submit it and hope
I
for the
will
best.
say,
And they
at
got
least this one doesn't look like a practice jersey. Like last year's did, the all white. I was like, it looks like a practice jersey.
But a practice jersey at least has the word jersey in the title. Again, Grandma knitted this.
Yeah,
for
Grandma
them.
totally knitted this.
Yeah.
The Edmonton
it.
Oilers, D.
The avocados, you mean?
The avocados, yeah. So I actually liked it, I think, better than some of you did. I put it as a B because I think it's visually interesting. It's something that I can't immediately be like, oh, that's the Oilers symbol. Like I had to legit look it up. But I think it's something that quite possibly their fans can associate better with. I think, again, the sleeves add visual interest because it's the band is aligning with where the main part of the logo is. So visually, I think it's more appealing. So yeah, I put it as a B.
Yeah, I had it as a C initially. I'm okay with a B. I did look up and see, like, I guess it's a pretty good representation of what, like, the oars look like out there, which was really cool. From a distance last night, trying to fucking figure out which team it belonged to, I'm like, why is there an avocado on my screen? Yes, I know it's not green, but that's where my brain was at.
But
after
it's got the shape of an
margaritas last
avocado,
night.
yeah, though, I get you.
It's 100% the shape of an avocado. And when it was all tiny, I was like, what is it? But I mean, I like that they used, you know, what like a true to visual oar looks like for them. I mean, I would be okay with a B.
I can agree with you guys on a B. I can live with it. I have this in an A. I loved this jersey when I played NHL. Anytime I would play against the Oilers, when they had this third, I loved it.
Right.
I like the change that they had, the original third instead of like where all of the orange was like a silver. I like the design in this color. I think it pops better, and if they had done this originally, it would have been way more successful. But I loved this jersey. Yeah. I can live with a B if we can all agree there. I can put it there. But I would have easily all day had this as an A.
Yeah.
And that's fair. I mean, I think it's a good jersey, and I think it's a good jersey for them.
Yeah. Danger, the Florida Panthers.
I like the colors.
Yep.
Okay. I don't understand the logo.
It's a secondary logo, but they've had, I think,
if
forever.
You try to tell me though that this was the Florida Panthers, I look at this and I think the Bahamas or Miami or something else. I don't think Florida Panthers.
Right.
But I like the colors together. I wouldn't have usually gone with the gold and the red with that light blue.
Yeah.
I like the design on the sleeves where the lines on the sleeves and the neckline match up with the bottom of the sleeves.
Yeah.
I had it at a C.
Okay.
So I had it at an A. I think this is one of the rare instances where Danger has said it's worse than I think it is. Usually it's the opposite when we disagree.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the negative Nancy in the group. I put it as A because I think it's the one that's the most fun. Like they didn't worry about going with their colors, like their team colors. Like they just had fun and were kind of silly with it. I think when I first saw it, I was like, who the fuck is this? Because it's not identifiable as the Panthers. So I do wish that there was some other iconography that they could put on there to like make us more in the loop. But I think visually it looks great. And I think this is something that I would, if I were a Panthers fan, I'd be like, that's the one I want to wear to games.
Yeah.
Chris, you know who this reminds me of?
Who?
Even from the get-go? Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. Yes. I agree with D.
I would be okay with a B.
I agree with D. I love this jersey.
With a B. I just wish there was something identifiable to make it where it's like, oh, it's the Panthers.
I really enjoy the second logo or the secondary logo that Florida has because they're in Sunrise, Florida, which is relatively close to like the Miami area. I love the coloring. This is a super fun jersey.
The coloring is the best part about it.
I would have this as an A personally, but if we can all agree,
we can put
B.
it. To be fair, I did like I did like 4 tiers last night, right? I had it at an A initially, and then added a B, and then the more I thought about it, I bumped it down. So I'm okay with making that one an A.
An A, all right.
But I also initially my A bar was full.
Yeah.
So I had to also go, okay, which do I really want above anything else?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So the LA Kings, I would put this probably at a B. It's not super special. I do love that they throw it back to some of their original jerseys and their original colors from the 70s. It's a nice jersey. I like the logo. But it doesn't scream to me like it did last year.
See, I'm
not comparing them to last year's whatsoever.
Yeah.
in my opinions on this, I had it, at an S.
S?
I would wear
really
this
like
jersey,
it.
and I'm not a Kings
I would,
fan.
Well, here
yeah.
I'm outvoted, so
I think
I'll put
it's
it.
classic.
I'll put it up with the S.
But having it at an A, I mean, that's pretty close.
I could do an
to-
A. I
Yeah.
could do an A if we want to split the difference.
Again, like I had a lot in the A range.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really dig this jersey.
I
Well,
do too. I think it's sharp.
Yeah, and like it speaks
I love
to
the colors
to the
and the
logos.
detail on the crown.
Mhm.
Like I just think they put a lot of thought in it. I love the colors, the sleeve.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it that I really like.
I would have liked it more if it was
I think
purple.
design-wise it's good.
I feel
I
like
do
if
too,
they
but
had
they're
flipped
probably
it
saving that
purple,
for the next version.
it might
you
be.
know?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Purple with maybe like a silver crown or something. Get it a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
blingy,
say, I
but-
like this so much better than their actual jerseys right now, and those whack-ass fucking helmets.
If they went
get
Yeah.
rid
back
of
to
it.
the
God.
90s black and white
Yeah.
jerseys,
Wait,
that would have
Yeah.
been that would be where everyone's at. I don't like
Yeah.
their current.
My-
They're boring.
They're
my
so
grandma,
boring.
the first Kings game she watched, she's like, "Come look at these ugly ass helmets that they're wearing."
I'm glad Vegas got
So
rid of the
bad.
fucking gold chrome helmets. They stopped
I
doing
mean,
that.
chrome
and I was
helmets
like,
are just not it.
Yeah, I can't. Not in,
Yeah.
not in hockey. I can't do it.
No.
But again, it speaks
Nope.
to like so far, like 80% of what we've done is all between S and C.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
really
I
not
think
that many
the majority,
bad jerseys.
They did really good job overall.
I mean, I had 4 Fs when I did this originally, so
Did you?
We're adjusting things. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've already talked about 3 people that I would have flunked,
Oh yeah.
but y'all made me change it to S, to D's and C's,
D's.
Yeah.
which is fine.
D the
Yeah,
Minnesota
mine
Wild.
looks different.
Actually, you know what? Here, I will let Danger take her team.
You should let
first.
Danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
You.
You will
I
take your
was gonna
team.
ask for that, and then I felt bad. Chris and I disagreed on this last night talking about it. I love these jerseys. I love the logo, but making it North Star colors again. Like I grew up watching the North Stars.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cried when they left. I cried when they blew up Met Stadium. Like, yeah. So it's been a torrid history. I know the white ones last year sold out really fast, so I'm excited I get a chance to do this kind of a green.
Yeah.
I have some ideas on where they could go in the future with years to come on different ideas, but I'm okay with them kind of doing almost a home. I view it as a home version of the jersey they did last year.
Yeah.
Right, because our home jerseys are green, and then we've got the white for the away jerseys. But in the North Star colors, I really dig it. I'm hoping I can pick one of these up when they go on sale.
Yeah.
Where would you put it?
So I put it as an S.
I have
Did
it
you?
as an S.
Okay.
Mhm.
I put it as an S for a few reasons. For one, this one is still most definitely a hockey jersey. When I think of
Yeah.
hockey jerseys, I do think of that top being white and then the bottom
Yeah.
being the other colors. So there's a lot that I'm like, okay, visually I can identify what this is for. I think that the logo is classic. I think that the colors work really well together.
Mhm.
I like, again, the banding around the arms. It adds visual interest. I can see how it, like you said, it's an away version of last year's
Yeah.
jersey.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that necessarily because again, I prefer this one over last year's.
Yeah,
I
do
didn't
too.
like. I think the
actually.
white is too much. I think the green is nicer, and I think it's something that you can wear more places, and like people be like, "Oh shit, that's dope."
Yeah. Yeah, and
Um,
I love that they're still playing homage to the North Stars
Yeah.
because that was such a huge
Yeah.
part of Minnesota hockey culture. Sorry. go ahead.
Yeah.
So, all right, I want to preface this by saying overall, I do like the jersey. I do. And I understand the love that Minnesota fans still have for the North Stars, and that's dope. Couple things with me. One, that's gonna get stale eventually. You're gonna wanna
Right.
you're gonna want to pick that up, and I feel like this year, if they were gonna do the same, almost the same thing as last year, I feel like they should have talked to Dallas and asked permission to actually just put the Minnesota North Stars logo on the jersey. I feel like if you're gonna go with this
Well-
color scheme, that's a better move.
But that to me doesn't make it. That's just a North Star jersey. That doesn't
Yeah,
make
that's
it
not
a
a
Wild
Minnesota
jersey.
Wild jersey.
Right.
This is to me a great way to marry the two teams together.
Without any of the
again, like, I
pesky
totally
licensing
understand what you're
issues.
saying. But yeah, I disagree with it being, and like I said, I can see them in the next years doing something, getting away from the North Star idea, you know. But I think that especially with the fans that didn't get them last year, like myself, and I'm just really glad that we have that opportunity.
That's fair.
Yeah,
and I like this one better.
I don't think it's a fair criticism to be like they're just doing the same thing because we've only had 2 of these. If this were year 3 and they released one that was yellow but the exact same layout, then I'd be like, all right, we've seen this. It's tired. But this is like it's still new enough where I don't think that should be, at least for me, that wouldn't be a main criticism I have.
See, that's the beautiful thing about differencing of opinions. We can discuss it. Personally, I would have had this jersey at either an A or a B. I don't think it's S, but it's a good jersey. I'm not saying I hate it. I like the idea of creativity and like just going outside the box, like just being as crazy as you can get. And we have a couple.
Then
we
you
had
need
a couple
to
of those
adjust your
last year.
opinions on the Chicago one because your opinions aren't lining up. Because the Chicago one is boring and basic, and you're saying it because it's an homage that bumps it up to a D from an F. So then you can't demote somebody else for the same thing.
Well, aesthetically, I have personally. Yeah, my aesthetic like of Chicago is different than it's not not everything is, you know.
It's all right. I get it.
But
you're outnumbered. It should be an S.
Yeah.
Bound and determined.
Montreal Canadiens. This is another team where their uniforms have almost
never really changed.
They've never changed in their 100+ years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not bad. I would put it in a B. I like the idea that they went with like the city colors or kind of trying to pay respects to the Montreal Expos. But there's not much you can do with the Habs unless you take the only thing I could think of that would be creative with them is take their away jersey, the styling of that jersey, and make it red and just make it like a home jersey, you know. Other than that, there's not a lot you can really do with it, but it doesn't look terrible. I don't think it looks bad.
I love this one.
Yeah.
I have this as an S. I love the colors of it. I would wear this jersey. Again, like to me, it also would be a great like long sleeve, you know, or pullover hoodie, like long sleeve t-shirt, pullover hoodie, feel to it. But again, like you said, there isn't much they can do. I love the blue with the red, and the white, the linear aspect of the logo with the armbands. Yeah, I really liked this one.
Yeah, I think they're one of the few teams that pulls their logo down to be like, mid-torso.
Yeah.
There are a few other teams that did that, but they did that solely to line with like the armband situation. Right. So I think that that's nice. I think that that's clever. It would not look good if it had been floating above the stripe or anything like that. So I think that they did well with what they could do. I do agree that it's a B. Only because, like, as much as I do like it, I think the coloring is great. I think the choices are great. It's still a little bit on the basic side for me.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything extra to add to it, you know?
Yeah.
What I would have liked to see is I don't know if you guys know much about their jersey histories, but they had one that was like, for a while, it was just a globe. I would like to see a throwback to something like that, you know? Like early day. I think that would look sick.
I struggle with comparing it to other like possibility. I'm trying to rate more on just what I think of this jersey. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, that's fine.
I'd be okay with an A or a B. I mean, I just really like the light blue.
Do we want to go B?
You both had B's, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had B.
Yeah.
All right. D, the Nashville Predators.
I actually really liked this jersey for the Preds. I put it as an A. I think I like the way, oddly enough, considering I've probably complained about it for other people, but I do like how it's all solid yellow until you get to the bottom.
Yeah.
Just because, again, it's a different visual interest that they're doing there. They're highlighting their logo more so by doing that. And I think that version of the logo is a little bit scarier than, like, maybe their current one. So I like it a lot, and I put it as an A.
For the Predators, I put it in a C.
Okay.
I liked it a lot more And then I looked at the logo more, and I'm like, those are some obnoxious saber tooths. Like teeth.
That's what everyone said when this
Right.
third jersey
Fair.
existed.
Right, like
Yeah.
it's obnoxious. I mean, I get it. It kind of. I'd be
That's
okay
so
with
funny.
it at a B, like because I did like it a lot more before I
Yeah.
really thought about the
Yeah.
being anatomically correct for a saber tooth.
That's
But yeah,
fair,
I mean,
that's fair.
I agree with you with the yellow and the black at the bottom though.
Yeah. I would
like
put this
that.
at a B. When the original third jersey came out, it was blue. Obviously, they're not going to do the exact same thing. Otherwise, there would be no point in making a reverse retro.
Right.
I like the logo. I think it was a cool concept when they did it, but Nashville just has too much yellow in their jerseys. It's a little too much.
I'm okay with that because you don't see a lot of yellow in hockey.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I think putting it at a B is fair.
B.
I think I can compromise to a B for
B.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's middle ground. Danger. The New Jersey Devils.
I had this at a D.
Did you?
I
Wow.
don't like it. I don't like it. It to me
Why?
is I don't like and I think it's just the tone of the colors
Yeah.
that don't mesh as well as some of the other jerseys. So I think if like I don't know, I'm assuming that's blue at the bottom. If that blue was maybe a little bit lighter, on the yellow was more of a gold, I might like it better. I don't know. It just it gives me the ick. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Interesting.
I don't dig it.
So I put it at a B because
Okay.
I think it's recognizable. New Jersey's also one of those teams that like
Right.
they kind of have the same logo forever, so there's not really a ton they can innovate there.
Right.
And even like former iterations are basically it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Again, I like the visual interest that the band is adding to the sleeve, and they have some extra decoration up here at the top of the shoulder. So I put it as a
Right,
B.
that's
I
fair.
think it's nothing that I love, but I wasn't like, oof, that's a disappointment, which is what I do for C and lower.
So I had it a C. I feel like the designers
okay with the C.
here with the Devils should have called the design team for the Avalanche because they're paying homage to the same team. Colorado Rockies are the team that the New Jersey Devils used to be. And again, it's a lot like you said. There's not much you can really do unless you want to do the green because that's all we've seen a green jersey. The color is cool, but it just feels lackluster to me. So that's why I would put it at a C.
I can agree to a C.
I'm okay with the C.
All
Just
right.
there's something about the colors just not. I don't dig it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I
The New York Islanders. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I would put this at an A or an S. I loved the fisherman logo. It's so iconic. It was so bold and outlandish. Everyone's been asking for New York to actually pull the trigger and do this. I would put this at either an A or an S.
Having it at an A, so I agree.
I put it as an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's solid. I think it's really good.
I
think
really
that they
like
could have
this
done
one.
more, but I think it's really good.
I wish they
I
had
like
fully gone with the waves that they had underneath in
Yes.
the original jersey. Like just do it and throw it back.
Yeah, but I dig it.
Oh yeah.
I dig it a lot.
I'm so happy they
I don't
finally did
dig
it.
the asymmetry of like it goes up and it comes down and then it's like
Yes.
up here of
I
the
was gonna
sleeves.
say that too.
That's the
like,
one
I
thing
really
that
like,
kept it from being an S for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of what
I
Anaheim
liked it, but
did with their
like
original.
my OCD doesn't
the-
like it, but I like
Yeah.
that it's visually interesting, and I think on
Mhm.
somebody's body when they're walking, it's going to be slightly less obnoxious when
Yeah.
it's hanging neatly. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah. Right.
As
But
someone
yeah,
who's
like,
not
I
an
almost
Islanders
wish
fan,
that-
I would buy this in a heartbeat. I would
Yeah,
buy this
same.
jersey. No questions
Same.
asked.
Yeah. I think they did
It's great.
a great job with it.
I
D,
agree.
the New York Rangers.
I talk a lot of shit about the Rangers. I talk a lot of shit. I will not talk as much shit about this because I actually think it's an A. I really like
Okay.
the fact that they split the arm. I think that
Yeah.
makes it cooler. I think that makes it seem I don't know. It's just different than what we see in a lot of other jersey designs.
Yeah.
And so for that, they get points for creativity.
Yep.
Again, they drop their logo more center and less up on the chest, which I think is also different and adds a different point of interest as well. So I really enjoy it. And their logo, that's the slightly older version of a logo.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, it's still an iconic Rangers logo. So yeah, I put it as an A.
Danger?
I had it as a C,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I'm willing to change mine to a B because I do agree with the sleeves. I just thought initially, like, the crown is too big, I think, for the rest of the logo.
That's fair. It is a little
Um,
disproportionate.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. That was kind of the big thing, but I do like the sleeves, like Dee said. I like that they dropped the logo down a little bit more. I like the shading around the numbers on the sleeve. So yeah, I'd be willing to bump it up to a B.
So,
But the disproportions just.
I would put this in an A. This is the jersey I remember when I really was getting into hockey with the Rangers, the throwback. I like the big difference that they went from last year when they did this as opposed to this year is they're using their current color scheme as opposed to the old one, and I think that's a totally cool change. I think they really got it right this time. I would have it as an A personally, but I could do B.
I can do B.
I can do B.
I mean, I can do B because there is, I mean, it is a little, like we've said, disproportionate. And also, I mean, there is some basicness to it, but I really like it. I think I can't really shit on it, which is surprising for me.
It's a good jersey.
And the Rangers.
Danger, the Ottawa Senators.
I have this one at an A.
Okay.
I think it's
Really?
very visually interesting.
Okay.
The color blocking I find cool. The old logo, like I liked it. I wouldn't personally buy this one for myself, but I think it's cool.
It's fair.
I put it as a C.
Did you?
Okay.
I did. I was really critical of this one, and I don't have a ton of reasoning for why. I just think that it's kind of like ho-hum, you know? I think the Sens could have pulled from so much more, and they just didn't.
That's fair.
So,
yeah.
I would put this at probably an A or a B. It's a throwback to their mid-2000s unis. I like that they're using the current logo as opposed to the logo that they had at that time. It was that weird one where it was like facing you type thing. I never liked that logo. I wished that they had just stuck with their original logo the entire time. But this is prime Senators. This is when the Senators were playoff contenders, cup contenders. Like this was that team's heyday. I mean, their 30-year existence hasn't exactly always been the best. So I would have this in an A or B personally.
I could adjust my ranking to a B, but I don't think it's an A.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
We might end up having to like change some of these around too. We might overload that B category.
Yeah, right. All right. Philadelphia Flyers. This is a D. There are so many other options they could have gone with. The only thing I would put it either D or maybe C. I think what the cool thing they're going to do is they're going to wear the pants that they wore in the 80s in warm-ups. I think that's kind of a cool touch, but it just, I don't know. It feels too basic for me. Like I feel like Philly could have done better here.
Yeah, I put it as a D too, actually, because it's I think that there's not a lot going on. It's also a terrible picture. You can't really see the sleeves too much. Yeah. But I think they just stuck their logo in the middle of a white jersey and called it a day.
Yeah, and like the sleeves, the part you pretty much can't see is just orange. Like
yeah.
So there's the black stripe down the middle of the arm, a black ring, and then an orange ring.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's the bottom part is orange.
I would be okay putting this at a C, but I had it at a B. I like the simplicity of it. I like that the sleeves are broken up a little bit. Again, it feels old school hockey to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be okay with putting it at a C. I don't think it deserves to be at a D.
See?
I just think it's because it looks so much like their
current.
I mean, like a current iteration of theirs.
Yeah.
But I can say C because they do have the orange on the bottom, which again you can't see in that picture.
Right. Yeah.
Which
that
again
picture is-
does up
I
the
hate
visual
that
interest.
all of the other pictures show the whole sleeve, but that one.
That one's
What
weird.
you
I know.
hiding, bro?
I don't know why. Yeah.
Not have hands or something.
All right, D. I think
Maybe.
it's only fitting that one of the biggest rivalries in sports. Tell us about the Pittsburgh Penguins jersey.
So again, I'm going to shock several of you by saying I really don't have a lot of shit to talk about this one. I think this is very good. I think it's an A. I don't think it's an
I'd give
S.
it an S, as much as I hate the Penguins.
I
Yeah.
would put it as an S too. I'm not gonna lie.
That might hurt me too
Yeah.
much to put it as an S. I can easily put it as an A.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot. I
That's
think hey, the logo is what their fans want. I think
Right.
that's, to me, that's the quintessential Penguins logo.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
the best version of their logo, probably.
It brings me back to growing up in the 90s and 2000s,
Yeah.
watching Yager and Lemieux. The Robo
yeah.
Penguin is such an iconic look.
Yeah.
This logo just screams everything that was so great about the 90s uniforms. You know?
Yeah.
And I
That's-
like the angled, arrow almost on the sleeves
To the elbow,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
a lot. Again, it's their standard colors, but yeah,
I'd have this as an S personally.
It's not a bad jersey.
I personally, I could live with A or S. Doesn't matter to me. As long as that jersey
Well,
does
if you
not
could
go
live
any
with
lower
A-
than B or like A. It needs to be either A or S.
Oh, it doesn't
personally.
deserve to. I think it's a solid A.
We
Yeah.
agree
I just don't
with
know if
A.
I can give it an S.
A
Yeah.
is good.
All right.
That's fair.
Danger. The San Jose Sharks.
This for me was one of the two that I gave an F to.
Okay.
Really? Wow.
I like we were talking about. It feels like a softball jersey. I'm here for that, but again, it feels like a pullover hoodie. It's lazy. It's North Star colors. That's pretty rad, but I like that they did a different font than you typically find on hockey jerseys, but I don't know. It's too much white. I don't like it.
All right, that's fair.
So this is the most drastic disagreement Danger and I are going to have. I have this as an S.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love this jersey.
Okay.
I love it for a few reasons. For one, they went with just the name of their team, so it's just the Sharks, but
Yeah.
it's in an interesting font. So you automatically get a point for not just using Comic Sans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Fair.
B, it super reminds me of like the Miami Dolphins vintage, NFL
that's
jerseys,
fair.
which I really think that's a whole ass vibe for like an entire generation. We're talking 80s and
Right.
90s.
Yeah.
So like the visual look of it automatically pulls me into that retro just because of the way they've done the color scheme with this. I think having the angled stripe coming up through the armpit and then a matching cuff at the bottom that sort of matches up there
Yeah.
with the striping at the bottom. And I think that it's great.
I will
So
say
we
with
have
the
a
cuffs
severe
at the
disagreement.
bottom, I like that the cuffs on the jersey, it's the opposite coloring as the ones on the bottom of the sleeve. I think that adds
Yeah.
a visual mark.
I
look at this and go, I could never own this. I would spill on it far too often.
That's
I
fair.
would also
I mean, I wouldn't own
probably
it, but I
put this
love
as
it.
an S. I would
Really?
probably put this as an S.
I'm okay. I will concede to that. I think I'm biased because I'm clumsy and I
Yeah.
spill a lot.
But
like-
my main reason here is I believe this is the first time any California team has paid homage to the California Golden Seals, which is exactly what this jersey is based off of. Is the California Golden Seals original jerseys. Their logo just said Seals across the chest. I love the fact that not only is a California team paying homage to them, but I love it's the fact that it's the Northern California team because they played in San Francisco. I think this is 10 out of 10. The Sharks did absolutely the best thing they could have done.
Okay. Well, and that to me shows that they put a lot of thought and work into it, and not like, oh shit, this is due at midnight and it's 11.
And pull a Detroit.
Yeah. As a someone
Pull a
whose
Detroit.
team,
That's gonna now be.
Yeah.
I don't, and let me preface this: I cannot stand the Sharks, but
No.
god damn, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I would buy the shit out of this jersey.
I would buy it. I'm really picky on what jerseys I would actually buy because they're so expensive.
Yeah.
I would buy it as like
Right.
a pullover hoodie, long sleeve shirt,
Yeah.
maybe with a sweatshirt interior or
Right.
something a little heavier. Again, I like that it's North Star colors.
Where do we want this one?
I'm good with it at an S.
S?
I will
Yeah.
concede to both of you. Yeah, that's fair. I like what you both had to say about it. So.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I love the vintage feel of it, and that's why I think mine is like it's playing on my emotions so much that I can't get past
yellow,
it.
I loved the Golden Seals colors. The
so
color
it's
scheme
blue and
so
not green.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an aqua-y blue.
It's like a teal.
Okay, so then it's not North Star colors.
It's like a teal.
Ignore everything that I said earlier. Because to me on my screen, it looked like because of the background,
it can look really green.
Looked more of a blue, and it was,
Yeah.
Right.
Partially colorblind. Don't make fun of me.
Hey, I'm blind to one eye. It's fine. D wears glasses.
Right?
We're all fucked some way.
We're like our eyes are fucked.
That's fine.
But yeah, no, I dig.
It's just so aesthetically pleasing in every way that a jersey needs to be, especially a reverse.
But you know what,
retro
Danger?
jersey.
You are 100% right. I would never wear it if I'm going to be eating or drinking anything,
God,
or
no.
be around dirt,
God, no.
or on the subway, or you know what I mean?
Because it's so much white.
No.
At least with my white Wild jersey, I have that huge ass logo across my boobs, which is where everything lands anyway when I spill. So that covers up a lot of it. But
this is a jersey that you eat before you go to the game. Before you put this on, you eat, drink whatever you need, and
or
the only thing you drink
you only drink clear
liquid
water.
Only clear liquids.
Right.
Yeah.
Danger water or water.
Yeah.
But leading into, you said aesthetically pleasing. I find the Krakens aesthetically pleasing.
So I was just getting to the newest team, the Seattle Kraken. I like this. It feels to me like in some ways they're trying to throw it back to the Seattle Metropolitans, which is the team that was originally in the 30s in Seattle. Ironically, fun fact, the Seattle Metropolitans are the first American team to ever win a Stanley Cup.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Cool. I did not know that.
I didn't.
But yeah, I like.
What are you going to do here with your Seattle? You're literally this is your second season. Like.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though, is I think that they did well with it.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks
because
great.
I think that they also understood the assignment of like, we're also going for a feel here.
Yeah.
And the feel is that sort of retro jersey.
Vibe. Yeah.
Right.
And I think that they nailed it while keeping their mark current. You know what I mean? Their logo is just their logo. I think it's
feel like the anchor would have been cool if you really wanted to get creative with it. Just throw their secondary logo. I feel like that would look sick.
They can do that.
I think they want to save it for later.
Maybe.
Yeah, I love the simplicity of this one. I mean, it's two colors, but it's still very visually appealing.
And I love their color scheme anyway. You know,
I do too.
I as soon as everything about Seattle's look, I love. I would put this as an A.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Same.
100%. I think that's an A.
Yeah.
I agree.
The Dallas Stars.
So, I mean, it's a very standard jersey. I have it as a B.
Okay.
Because I don't think that they really innovated too much with it. I feel like I've actually seen them wear this jersey and not in like I saw it in my lifetime when I was like a wee little munchkin. No, like this was last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
so
very
for that, to me, it's a
basic
B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I had it at an A. I like the full color on the sleeves and the vertical sleeve. But yeah, it's a very basic. It's their like OG logo from what I remember. I was very against them back in 92, 93.
Yeah. Wonder why.
They stole the stars from us. Left. But no, I mean it's very basic, but I do like the sleeves a lot.
Yeah.
I had it at an A, but I'm okay with a B.
So I would.
I could actually agree to an A because of the sleeves alone.
I would put this at an A or B. I would put this there because I like that they went. Not only they went back to their old logo, they're paying homage to the Minnesota North Stars in the jersey design itself, and the fact that in the original logo for the Dallas Stars, they removed the Dallas part for this jersey.
Yeah.
And they went back to the old green they used before they did their complete logo update. I really like this. I think this is miles better than what they did last year. And I think this is when they were like, you know what, we need to make our fans proud this time around. And I don't think they disappointed in any way. I'm cool with putting it at an A.
Yeah.
I think I can bump it up to an A because Danger made a great point about the
Yeah,
sleeves.
either see, I'm cool with
That gives
B
you
or
bonus
A.
points.
It's definitely
It's
a
something
good
you
fine
don't
with A.
see in many of the other jerseys, even this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's
I agree.
all the way down and it's just a vertical. There's always a horizontal, except for Colorado does that a little bit, but it's multi-colored and it's
Yeah.
got the little indent. But yeah, I mean, there's something about that I like a lot.
What's the irony of it
I guess
so far coming
the Blue
down
Jackets
to
did.
us talking first about our team's biggest rivals? Danger, the St.
Yeah.
Louis Blues.
I'm gonna take a line out of D's mouth. I can't shit on this too much. I actually really like this jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it at an A.
Yeah.
I have it split between an S and an A
Yeah.
for a couple reasons. I think it bare minimum has to be an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would not settle for anything less.
Yeah,
It's
agreed,
just so
agreed.
classic. It's old school hockey to
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
in
I
so
like
many
the
ways.
yellow
I think it's
on this
genius.
one.
So because I'm a
I do
nerd,
too.
I'm okay with it being an S.
Yeah.
I purely put it at an A because I'm like, fuck the Blues.
Yeah, fair.
I'm a nerd,
But I
so I
really
looked
like
up
this.
all of the like
Yeah.
for every jersey. I looked up the reasoning behind all of these.
Yeah.
Mhm.
St. Louis did something nobody else did. This jersey, this was the concept for when the team was originally announced as an expansion team. This jersey's never actually seen gameplay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Listen, the team's
I'm
been
all right
around
with
since
an
what, the
S.
60s, 70s. I love the
Yeah.
design. I love the feel. It's really got that throwback. I 100%
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
with putting this at an A. I would buy this jersey.
I would put it at an S at that point.
I mean,
like,
honestly, I
you
think
know,
it can be
too,
an S.
Yeah, an S is
The,
fine. This jersey is so nice.
I like
It's
the
sick,
font
yeah.
change at the bottom too, where like the U is
Mhm.
bigger. Like I just like that they
Yeah, it
rounded
has
that
that
out a
arc
little
to it.
bit.
Yeah.
And
The
the music
movement
note,
is
like yeah,
nice.
there's a lot about it I love.
Yeah.
Fuck the Blues.
And the fact that for
Yeah, I mean,
inspiration
and that's
behind
fair,
this, they
Danger.
pulled from something no one else has done in a concept jersey.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that is super dope.
If they
yeah.
weren't like our biggest rival, I would probably buy this.
Yeah,
Fair.
But I would
That's fair.
get shot if I ever wore it,
probably.
Yeah, you couldn't wear it anywhere.
The
No.
Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm gonna say it. I like this a lot. I like that it's one of those crazy ass third jerseys from the 90s. It incorporates the same feature I know that that they did for Anaheim last year, where the logo itself is stitched into the jersey. It's not actually a patch. Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of all over the place. I fuck with this jersey.
Yeah.
I would
It's
put it.
very
I would put it as a B or
It's
an
so
A.
busy.
There's
I
so
put it
much
as a
going on,
C.
but it's that craziness
I-
of the 90s.
I had this at an F, so I will concede to a C.
A C is fair. A C is fair.
Yeah.
It's just
to me, it's so
for me.
busy.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
happening.
so busy. It looks
If
like
they didn't have like the lightning strikes on the sleeves, I'd probably like it better. I just
Yeah.
think that was
Yeah.
a feature that they didn't have to add to get the point across. I think anyway that
Mhm.
those are
If the
supposed to be
main
lightning
part of the
strikes.
jersey
They look
wasn't
like
white, I
dinosaurs
feel
to
like it
me,
would look
so-
better. If they went with like any other, even like a gray
yeah.
or a blue, I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
that would have made this probably like an S. But
Yeah,
I feel like
that it's
they-
stitched in.
yeah,
but-
yeah,
they
and
let,
it's
like,
the
a-
weirdest feeling. Because when I wear my
Yeah.
reverse retro, to not feel the patch on the
patch.
chest,
Yeah.
it's the weirdest thing. It feels like I'm wearing like
Yeah.
a box lacrosse jersey.
my thing is, I feel like they let like an 11-year-old access Adobe for the first time and like, Photoshop.
That is
And he
in
just
a
went
nutshell.
fucking ham with the clip art.
That is in a
know what I
nutshell
mean?
what
So it's a
90s
feature.
third
100%.
jerseys were. They were
Yeah.
just like, fuck it.
It's totally fair, but it's just so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, C
My
works for
brain
much
me.
can
for
be
me.
all
C
over the
works for me.
place, but when I see
Yeah.
things, I need like some visual calmness.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
at best I would have put this a B, so a C is cool.
Yeah.
Right.
D, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I think y'all are going to be surprised where I put this. I put it as an F. I think that they did not innovate a goddamn thing. I think this is, again, a jersey that they would wear today and not as a cool, fun, like, hey, we're bringing back what the fans love. Like, it's literally
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
exact same as their shit today for me.
That's
So
fair.
they don't get any points for creativity. I mean, as much as I like what's happening with the sleeves, that doesn't overwhelm
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
disappointment and them not doing anything cool.
It feels like an 80s style.
Yeah.
But the problem to me is the 80s style and the current jersey really don't look any different, even with the logo now. They went back to their original logo as opposed to the super blocky one that they used majority in the 90s and mid 2000s. Honestly, I feel like the fans were calling for the Toronto Arena's throwback to what the original team was. Or there was a Toronto Arenas. They could have done some St. Pat stuff. Like, Toronto has such a long history that they could have absolutely gone for something. I can agree. I feel like they really missed the ball on this one.
I had it at a B. I like the colors. I like, that it was it's nostalgic for me. It feels like the jersey I grew up with. But I agree with it's not very different from what they have now.
Yeah.
I'm okay with like a C or a D. I wouldn't.
Yeah. I would say D is fine for me.
Okay.
I could do a D.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it just wasn't all the way down to an F.
I like it. If that were their regular jersey, I'd buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I just hate that they didn't do more. And that's why I gave them an F. Because again, I was very emotional when I did this.
Right.
Everything is run off of emotions here.
Right.
All right. Who did you? D, you just went, right?
Yeah. That's me.
Okay. Yeah. Danger. The Vancouver Canucks.
I have this at a B. I like this one.
Okay.
Personally. I like the colors. The logo is funny. I remember hearing about this guy. He's got a full story background, I don't remember it off the top of my head. But yeah, I liked this one.
So I think I had to put it as an S because it's a different iteration of their logo, which I love the teams that are doing that. I think the addition of the 22 up in the corner, I think that's really cool. I think that makes it visually interesting. The logo itself is kick-ass. I like the striping involved with the armband and then again mimicking that around the waistline. Yeah. This to me, I was like, this is nostalgic as well. And I think it's just well executed. So I put it as an S.
I'm okay with that.
So I'm gonna say this, and I know you guys are gonna disagree with me, but I think this is out of all of them, this is the best jersey in the entirety of this set. Like they went so above and beyond expectation. The fact that you can create something new that also feels insanely retro. The color schemes, I like that it's more of like a beige as opposed to like a guaranteed white. It feels like a super like a throwback. I honestly, I think this is the best jersey. So I would 100%.
I mean, I have to disagree on principle, but it's really good. It's top 2.
Yeah, I 100% agree that this is S.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right. Vegas. So Vegas Golden Knights. I like this jersey. I think it looks really cool, and I agree with D. And a lot of the times, I'm not a fan of the wording, but I think it looks really absolutely it works. And I think I read that you under a black light, there's like the little star logos that they use the secondary under a black light. Those show up on the words, which I think is such a dope feature.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I am normally like not a person for just using the name, but they did a couple of things here. A, they slanted it much like the Canes did. Yep. B, they have it in an actual fucking font that matches their team.
Yeah, it's the
so I think that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, I think again, like the what they've done with the sleeves and the waistband, I have this in an A.
And not only that, but now that the gold
complaints.
jerseys are their primary homes, and they don't have the gray anymore as an alternate.
Like the black.
I like the idea that the black is just a reverse retro vibe.
The black sets it off.
Yeah.
The black makes it feel retro.
I 100% agree with A. 100% agree with that.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement on that one.
That's where I had it as well.
Yeah.
All right. I really like that one.
D, we will hand the floor over to you for your favorite team.
Yeah, so this one I think is very clearly an S. I think this is one of the better ones of the bunch. Yeah. And I mean, I am being super fucking biased when I say that, but it's for multiple reasons. So for one, this was the Caps logo, the Screaming Eagle. We call it the Screagle because we always combine words for our team. This was super popular for us in like the 90s. I remember my dad having a sweater of this, but it was when they had their sort of like powder blue as the other color. This is what all the fans have been asking for. This is actually what a majority of our fans want them to change the logo to permanently instead of the word mark, because as cool as it looks, it's really not that cool.
Well, and it's also, yes, your current logo is a semi-throwback to your original logo, but no, I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is just so much better. It has the dome patch on the shoulders as well, which you can't see from this picture.
Yeah.
But another one of the Caps logos was the dome with the crossing hockey sticks in front, which is another one that all the fans really love. I think the visual angles too, the angles match up perfectly on the sleeves when you're standing. So you have that check mark.
Yeah.
I mean, the specificity with that, they went with the gold, blue, and black and white coloring there, which not gold, it's copper actually.
Yeah, it's like a copper.
Which I think a coppery bronze. Yeah, it's just, to me, this is perfection.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. I better get this jersey. I will cry if it sells out before I log into the site to buy it, because I just think that this is exactly what we wanted. Last year we had the red version of the Skriegel, which is great, but it was too same. Like, we rock the red every time we're in the arena. That's our huge thing. And so for us to get the black with the blue accents that we all want, this is kind of perfection.
Yeah. I had it in the S as well. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. I think if not the Vancouver Canucks, this is the closest second on the best jersey I think that there can be. Personally, I'm even though I'm not a Caps fan, I'm like D, I'm obsessed. This reminds me of
it's so
my
good.
childhood. This reminds me of Ovechkin's start to his career. I think, honestly, not only do I think you guys should go back to this logo, I think you should go back to this color scheme. Personally, I feel like it vibes, but I have no.
Yeah, we'll see.
There is no question in my mind or hesitation that is an S.
Yeah, it's so good.
And Danger, the final one, the Winnipeg Jets.
This B. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
You know, I like the logo, the older logo.
Yeah.
Blocky arms is very 90s, you know.
Yeah.
Or the stripes. But yeah, it's just kind of middle of the road for me. I wouldn't spend money on it, but I don't hate it.
I put it as a B too. I think the logo is great that they brought that back. I think they went a little basic with the rest of it because they didn't want to fall into the Tampa Bay trap of making it too busy with how busy their logo already is. But I think they played it too safe, so I put it as a B.
Yeah, I would agree with a B. I love that they're throwing it back to the original Winnipeg Jets with the logo, but I love the fact that they're using their current colors. I thought that was super. That was such a cool touch. A B, again, second year in a row, Winnipeg, solid jersey. Like they're what they're doing is doing it right. And I like last year that they used the original logo, and then this one was the more updated before the team relocated. I vibe with this jersey. Again, I wouldn't buy it necessarily, but I think they did a really bang up job. So I agree with a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very middle of the road for me.
So are we happy with our list?
Yeah.
Is there anything we want to move? Anything we want to talk about? I could see the Tampa Bay jersey going down lower if you guys aren't into it. I don't mind it at a C. I could be with a D too.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter to me.
No, I think it's fine how it is. I'm disappointed that Detroit is the only one in the bottom, only because they shouldn't be alone. But I do understand the cases y'all made for Chicago, so I'm fine with leaving it where it is.
So
I just want to reiterate, Chicago and Detroit, don't do this shit again.
Yeah, stop. Like,
if y'all come out with some whack ass, just fucking your name on a T-shirt with like a stripe through the middle of it, we're gonna have words because that's so basic. Y'all owe your fans more than this.
Yeah.
So the main
It'll
question.
It'll be interesting to see the sales numbers for these.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Here's my main question, I guess, to round this out. Out of the top 6 that we have, what do you guys think is the best one?
Caps. I'm biased as fuck though. It's the Caps.
That's
out of those 6.
But that's fair. Out of those 6,
Caps or Canucks.
Yeah.
For me, those are tied.
I agree.
They're both really good. I just have to. My own personal bias takes it over the edge.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't have put Anaheim's in S. I would have had it as an A.
Really?
I would have had it as an A.
Fair.
I feel like.
I like it a lot.
Would have looked cooler, I think, is if that jersey was black.
Jacket, though.
I think it would have looked better black.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
But I love
But I think
that
that this leaves them room to do something like that in the future.
Right.
which is right, and they actually use that logo regularly as as our third jerseys,
Yeah.
the orange ones.
Yeah.
That's the logo we have on it. So this
Yeah.
color
Right.
scheme, it's not like it's out of the ordinary for Ducks fans to see this. We see it
Right.
frequently. As a matter of fact,
Right.
I'm not a fan of like massively orange jerseys, but I love Anaheim's third. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have put this
I
in
like it
S,
too.
but it's again, it's what everybody wanted, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be there because it is what everybody wanted and because it is like the Ducks meet the Mighty Ducks,
Yeah.
the third
Yeah.
movie. You
No,
know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. No,
And hopefully they have as much
think it
success
deserves
this
to be up
year,
there.
God, that'd be
as
nice.
they did
Right.
in that
They
movie,
start playing like ducks.
Right? right? Ducks fly together. Mm-hmm. Oh, so good.
That
Whenever
was
we play the Ducks and the Ducks go behind the net,
Yeah.
I scream, "Flying V!"
the flying V never worked either in any of the movies. It never worked.
Oh, yes, it did. Fuck off.
Yeah, it did.
too.
It worked all the time.
I don't remember it ever working.
It always
It
worked.
for sure did. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back.
Well,
and
maybe we'll have to
rewatch
do a
those
rewatch,
movies.
Because people were
Chris.
confused as fuck, just like when they quacked at him.
I feel like
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do a watch party at some point of those. But that
We
was a
might.
lot of fun, you guys. I'm really
That was
glad that
fun.
we
That
did.
was.
Again, I'm not upset with any of those, and I love that the majority of them are between S and B. Like that shows
Yeah.
that most of these jerseys, these teams did great, and even like the lower
Yeah.
C ones, not bad.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Right.
few that
See,
I'm disappointed
so-
in, but
Again, I don't hate any of the ones that are in the C category. I'm just like, you could have done more.
could have done better.
Or you should have done
Absolutely.
less, maybe,
Absolutely.
in
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's case.
It's funny that there were
But it's
only
when
a
we get
few
into
that we all
D's
had
and F's that it's like,
crazy-
y'all fucked up.
Yeah,
Right.
you could have
Yeah.
done better.
Yeah.
But it's funny, there's only like a few that we all had very differing of opinions on.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
which I think goes to show we all share a lot of the same taste.
Yeah.
We do.
Very fair.
You know,
And I will say, I mean, I think we should all pat ourselves on the back because we didn't, even for the teams that we all have a natural aversion to because of who we root for,
Right.
we didn't tell those teams to go fuck themselves.
yeah, the two teams I
So,
hate the most ended up in S and A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
So-
Same. Like,
Same.
Yeah,
but yeah, when it's done right, you can't balk
exactly.
at it. You
If
know?
it's if it's
Yeah.
done right, you can't be upset. And I think that's really the big takeaway.
yeah.
I'm excited to see when the schedules drops of what teams are going to wear these when and who they're going to play
Yeah.
against. I know we only wore ours, I
I'm
think,
so fucking
twice
excited.
last year, where I think Philly has like, if I saw it right, I think Philly has like 7 different games they're going to wear theirs.
That's awesome.
I just bought tickets for me and my parents to go to one of the nights that they're doing a reverse retro giveaway. So any fan who attends gets a reverse retro snapback
That's fucking badass.
with the Skriegel on it. And so this year, one of our like locker room traditions is when we win the game,
Yeah.
which we did not last night. But when we win the game, there's like this yellow rope they went with this year because it's supposed to be like never let go or something like that. That's our slogan for this year. And so they hand it to the best player of the game. And the
Yeah.
player who got the best player last time is the one that gets to award it. And so they even incorporated like a yellow like rope around the brim,
That's
like
cool.
Total
coming
90s
on
vibe.
that part
Total
of
90s
it.
Yeah.
Total
vibe.
90 vibe.
I
They hit
like
it on
that.
the mark. So that's
Yeah.
the game that I'm taking my parents to. And it also happens
That's
to be
awesome.
on my brother's birthday. I was going to take
Nice.
him. I called him first. I was like, hey, do you want to do this? And he was like, no, sorry. I'm going to be somewhere else doing something else. And I was like, fuck you then. I'm taking mom and dad. And I sent him a
Right.
picture of the seats I got because I got really good seats this time.
Yeah.
And he
you
was
have
like,
really
whoa,
good
that's
seats.
so nice, actually. I was like, yeah, could
Yeah,
have
it's
been
too
you.
late. You
but
lost
it's
your
not.
shot now.
Too late.
Right? Yeah. Fuck off.
And it's on your fucking birthday, dude.
Yeah.
We could have been here.
I
Too bad, so
wish
sad, but
that
I'm
there
so
was hockey
stoked.
on my birthday, but middle of
Same.
June, usually there isn't much hockey going on. So,
Yeah, unless it's like
The season always
playoffs or
starts
the
just
Cup
after
finals.
my birthday.
right. Yeah.
My birthday falls around
But you-
Thanksgiving, so I either get
preseason.
lucky with hockey or I have to settle for football on my birthday. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
every once in a
Well,
while.
thank y'all for hanging out with us. And
Yeah,
after that, if you agree, disagree, leave a comment.
absolutely.
Yeah,
us
let
know
us
what you
know. I
think on
totally
it.
want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah.
Yeah, share your rankings down below, especially who you
absolutely.
think should be in the S and the F tiers. I think that's
Right.
where we see the most amount of disagreement.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Or if we changed your opinion on something,
Yeah, absolutely.
let us know that too. I am always up for that.
Let me know what jersey you guys would buy that's not your own team's. You know, if there's any of them that you would be like, I have to have. There's a few on here for me that I would have to have. You know,
right?
Yeah.
Given the opportunity, where if like they were for sale, long term.
Yeah, there's a few of them I would be like, no, I'm picking up just as a fan of the sport. Just like this feels right to own these. Like the Islanders one, I would buy the Fisherman. I would buy the shit out of the Fisherman.
Yeah. For me, I would first buy the Canucks one, and then
the
Islanders probably.
Oh,
the Canucks one has a wild kind of feel to it as well.
It does,
like
right?
It feels like it could also be yours.
Right. It's almost like just Lagerman,
I've always loved the Canucks colors. The blue and green. Like not many there really aren't any teams that utilize blue and green together. You know, there's a lot of teams that use blue, but no one does blue and green. So I like that they're super unique in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
All right,
well, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all those things. If you're listening to us on one of the different podcasting platforms, feel free to rate us and leave a comment. We'd love to see those. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely hit that notification bell so you can get updates every time we post.
Absolutely. And all of our links will be in the descriptions of whether it's podcast form, you're listening to this, or you're watching this on YouTube. Everything's going to be down there. You guys can check out our merch, come talk to us on social media, hang out with us in Discord, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again, guys. We love you, mother puckers. Have a good one.